Would you recognize the signs if your partner was contemplating infidelity? The topic of infidelity is a challenging one, yet it's crucial to understand the subtle signs that could indicate a partner's thoughts of straying. This video will delve into the often overlooked pre-cheating behaviors men might exhibit. We'll explore the sudden emphasis on appearance, a new guardedness around privacy, an increase in conflict, and several other indicators. It's important to note, these signs are not definitive proof of infidelity, but rather warning signals that may warrant your attention. We'll also underscore the significance of an open dialogue in a relationship and the necessity of addressing any underlying issues before drawing conclusions. The aim here is to equip you with knowledge, to foster understanding, and to encourage healthy communication. After all, being vigilant about changes in behavior can make all the difference. Awareness is the first step in addressing potential issues in a relationship. First, consider any sudden changes in your partner's attention to their appearance. You might notice a newfound interest in fashion trends, a gym membership, or even a switch to a more alluring cologne. These could indicate a desire to impress someone new. However, it's important to remember that people also evolve and change for many reasons, and this could be a manifestation of improved self-esteem or a fresh start. A shift in style isn't inherently sinister, but it's worth noting when it's out of character and sudden. Does this change come in tandem with other alterations in behavior? Could there be a hidden reason for this sudden concern with appearance? It's not about casting blame or jumping to conclusions, but about understanding the subtleties in behavior that may hint at a deeper issue. Noticing a change isn't an accusation, but a reason to communicate openly. Next, observe if your partner has become more private or secretive. Now, we all have our own personal space that needs to be respected, but when it comes to a relationship, a sudden increase in guarded privacy can be a red flag. Perhaps you've noticed your partner has become more protective over their phone or social media. Maybe they're quickly minimizing windows when you enter the room, or they've added a password where there wasn't one before. These changes can indicate potential secrecy. It's like they've built a digital fortress around themselves, and you're left standing outside, wondering what's going on behind those walls. But remember, everyone is entitled to their privacy, and sometimes these changes may simply be due to increased workloads or stress. However, if you find your partner becoming overly defensive when you mention it, it might be time to have a talk. Increased privacy isn't inherently negative, but sudden changes can warrant a conversation. Have you noticed an increase in conflicts or arguments? This might be more than just a rough patch in your relationship. A sudden uptick in criticisms and arguments, especially on trivial matters, could be indicative of pre-cheating behavior. It's as if there's an invisible tension brewing, a constant need for disagreement. But why? This might be a tactic to justify or mask guilt associated with thoughts of straying. By initiating conflicts, the person may be trying to create a mental rationale for cheating. It's a subconscious attempt to shift the blame or to fabricate an excuse for their actions. If we're always fighting, then I'm justified in seeking comfort elsewhere, they might think. Alternatively, this could also be a way to distract you from what's really going on. This diversion keeps you occupied with the arguments while they engage in secretive activities. Frequent, uncharacteristic conflicts might be a sign of deeper issues. Is your partner being vague or evasive about their activities or whereabouts? This question might resonate with some of you, and it's important to pay attention to such signs. Evasiveness can be a red flag in a relationship. It can indicate a desire to hide something, perhaps an activity or interaction that they know wouldn't sit well with you. When your partner becomes less forthcoming about their day-to-day activities or consistently glosses over details that they'd previously share, it can breed suspicion and mistrust. It's natural to wonder, why the secrecy? This evasiveness might not necessarily mean infidelity, but it can certainly shake the foundation of trust that every relationship needs. It's essential to address these concerns openly without jumping to conclusions. Remember, trust is a two-way street. It's built on honesty and transparency, and it's crucial to maintain it for a healthy relationship. Honesty and transparency are key in maintaining trust in a relationship. Have you noticed a decline in intimacy? This could be a subtle warning sign of emotional withdrawal or shifting interests. Intimacy isn't purely physical, it's also about emotional connection, trust, and vulnerability. A sudden change in this area can indicate deeper issues. Perhaps your partner is less inclined to share his thoughts, feelings, or daily experiences. Maybe the physical closeness you once enjoyed has dwindled, or maybe the spark that once ignited your conversations has faded. These could be signs of emotional disconnection, a key ingredient in the recipe of infidelity. However, it's important to consider other factors. Stress, work pressures, health issues, or personal challenges can also impact intimacy levels, so before leaping to conclusions, it's worth examining the broader context. Open communication is key. Discuss your concerns, express your feelings, and listen to your partner's perspective. Lack of intimacy can be a sign of emotional distance, but it could also be due to stress or other factors. Is your partner dismissing your concerns or accusing you of being paranoid? This could be a sign of gaslighting, a manipulative tactic often used to divert attention from the real issue. In the context of potential infidelity, gaslighting can take many forms. Your partner might downplay their sudden changes in appearance or their increased privacy around personal devices, making you feel as though your concerns are unwarranted or even crazy. They may accuse you of being overly suspicious or even of being unfaithful yourself. This kind of behavior is designed to make you question your own judgment and perceptions, leaving you feeling confused and unsure of the reality. But remember, your feelings are valid. If something doesn't feel right, it's important to address it. Gaslighting can be subtle and insidious, making it one of the more challenging signs to navigate. Trust your intuition, but also seek advice from trusted friends or professionals. Has your partner cheated in the past? This can be a difficult question to ponder, but it is an essential one. Past behavior can provide a window into future patterns, particularly when it comes to infidelity. If your partner has a history of infidelity, it's crucial to examine the circumstances around it. Did they accept responsibility for their actions? Or did they try to shift the blame elsewhere? Acceptance of responsibility is a strong indicator of personal growth and change. Conversely, deflecting responsibility can suggest a pattern that may repeat itself. However, it's essential to remember that people aren't bound by their pasts. We all have the capacity for change and growth. Infidelity once committed doesn't necessarily doom a person to repeat the same actions. Understanding this can help us navigate the complexities of relationships and potential infidelity. Past behavior can be indicative, but people can and do change. Spotting one or two of these signs doesn't necessarily mean your partner is cheating. It's essential to remember that these are potential warning signs, not definitive proof of infidelity. Each individual and relationship is unique, and what might be a red flag in one situation could be a harmless quirk in another. The sudden emphasis on appearance might just be a new interest in self-care or a response to a health concern. Protectiveness over privacy could be attributed to work stress or a need for personal space. The increase in conflict might be a symptom of underlying tension in the relationship, not necessarily a sign of unfaithfulness. The key here is change. It's the significant, unexplained shifts in behavior that can be cause for concern. If your partner is suddenly spending more time at the gym, becoming unnecessarily secretive with their phone, picking fights over trivial matters, or showing a lack of interest in physical intimacy, it might be time to pay attention. Remember, intuition plays a critical role. Trust your gut feeling. If something feels off, it probably is. But don't jump to conclusions. Accusations without concrete proof can do more harm than good. Instead, open up a dialogue. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. If you notice changes in your partner's behavior that make you uncomfortable, it's crucial to express your feelings honestly and calmly. Use I statements to avoid sounding accusatory. For instance, I feel neglected when you spend more time on your phone than with me. Understand that it's okay to ask questions. If your partner's behavior is causing you distress, you have the right to seek clarification. However, Remember to approach the conversation with an open mind and the intent to understand, not to blame. In the end, it's about nurturing trust, respect, and open communication in your relationship. Being vigilant is important, but it's equally important to foster a safe space where both partners feel heard and understood. Communication is key. If you notice these signs, it's time to have an open, honest conversation with your partner.